Hey, I'm Bob Murray here, and we're out at the Greater Philadelphia Outdoor Show at Oaks, PA, and I have a good fishing buddy of mine. I can't say an old fishing buddy because you're a young guy, but Chris Galley, a good friend of mine. And Chris, you're now with Daiwa, and you brought over some of the new stuff that is out there. And the first thing I want you to talk about is, what in the name is this stuff?
Well, this is actually mag sealed. It's what it's called. It's magnetic oil, and this is built into some of our high-end reels. Actually, it's in the Saltiga H series, which is a new spinning reel that came out within the past year, and then the newly designed Certate, which is more for the freshwater market or the light saltwater guy, maybe the weak fish guy in the back bay. And what it is it's a completely sealed reel, and that's been the fight, especially with surf guys. Everyone's looking for a completely sealed reel. That's why the Van Staal's been so popular. So we came out with magnetic oil, and oil is actually filled in the reel, and when it hits any of the potential openings where we have magnets, it'll actually block off and cork itself off.
That's amazing.
So you can actually see that oil.
Just seals that whole thing.
It seals it totally off. So if you're tuna fishing, you're not getting blood in the reel, you're not getting salt water in the reel, you're not getting sand and dirt if you're a surf guy. So it's 100% sealed reel.
That's amazing. That is amazing. And again, I mean, these are higher end reels. I have to.
Oh yeah.
But then again, Chris, if you're going through reels every year,
well, it depends what you want out of it. You know, if you're a tournament bass guy, and you're pulling lures that are pretty big with a lot of surface area coming through, you may opt to go with a smaller reel that's capable of handling that pressure, and then God forbid a 5-pound fish hit. Now you have a lot of weight. So sometimes this is kind of like taking a gun to the gunfight, for lack of better words. Right. You got a specially designed tool that's capable of handling whatever you throw at it. These reels here for tuna and stuff, I mean, we have them up to a size 6500 that can take down a 200-pound tuna.
Wow, and this reel here, what would you recommend? That be a surf rod, or on a boat too, I imagine?
Yeah. I brought this aimed at the surf guy, the striper guy that's casting lures off the boat. This reel is perfect for the guy that fishes the surf, and he's also out in his buddy's boat and wants one reel that can cross over and can handle it.
Now you were talking about the drag system on this too. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we're using it's a carbon fiber drag. It's actually sealed off not with oil but with gaskets and stuff like that. But more so on the tuna side of things, we get into really doing maintenance on all this stuff. And we'll actually take these fibers out, and there's a series of them. We take them out, we just lightly brush them with brake cleaner and reapply grease, and just making sure that
so even the water, I mean, this is going to get wet from the line going around and stuff like that, but it'll get through here, but it never gets into
it doesn't get into the system, no.
Into the gears.
And it really doesn't get into the drag all that much. We had one of these buried in the surf for 3 days, and then we came back and pulled it out and started using it. After a couple days of fishing, we took everything apart, and you could tell that it needed to be cleaned, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, the tide came in several times, came right over it, and we were fine. So it's really it is a sealed reel.
Now, capacity line on something like this, if you're...
I know the tuna one's right off the top of my head. It's 440 yards of 80-pound, so you're more than adequate there. And again, it depends on which brand of braid you're using.
And I tell you, I got to admit this is a really smooth reel.
Oh yeah.
How many? What does it have in it? 9 ball?
That's got 9 ball bearings in it. I mean, that's like for the high-end guy that really wants a good drop shot reel. That's awesome.
And drop shotting is very, very popular. And
and if he wants to cross it over and pulling big crankbaits or big baits with a lot of surface area, then it'll handle it.
Right. And I know, Chris, these are higher end reels, but again, you're into something that you really want to get into and last a long time. It'll do it. These are beautiful.
And these, like I said, these are high-end reels. But if you look at Susquehanna, I talked to Susquehanna Tackle at the last show, and their #1 selling reel is the Procyon, which doesn't have any of this oil. So you don't have to go out and buy all this high-end stuff. This is just aimed at certain people. It's new product, so it's worth mentioning. But the Procyon reel's brand new, and again, they're #1 seller. So
So it tells you that.
that says something as well for the lower end reels.
Well, that's amazing. And how long did they come out? How long did it take them to develop this stuff?
Well, this was actually used. This is a technology used with, I believe it's Lexus cars, but it was engineered and designed by NASA.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Because they need something sealed. They don't want it to any leaks in space or anything.
But that's where all this stuff comes from.
And the body of this, is this what kind of is aluminum?
It's all aluminum framing. This is an air rotor system, which is a composite called Zion. Zion, they actually use in airplanes and flying around the skies right now. It's a very strong composite, the strongest composite that I know of on Earth. And it's really, if you notice the design, we took the 90-degree corners out, like most rotor systems would have, and it really just evens out that stress, especially when you're going after something really big. It just displaces that stress and that heat.
And again, this is a very lightweight reel that won't tire you out if you're surf fishing,
Exactly.
Yeah, and I love that. This is a crank on it, boy. You can hold on to that.
No, it's made for heavy duty work.
Yeah. Well, Chris, I want to thank you to showing me all this stuff, and if you're interested, you can go to Daiwa website.
Yep, Daiwa.com.
Daiwa.com, and do they have any little videos and stuff you can see when this stuff?
We are in the process of developing all that. That's my job. We got some stuff, but we got more from the Northeast, aimed at the Northeast guy.
Well, this is just amazing that you guys came up with that. And I'm impressed every time. Every time you come to one of these shows,
It's not that we came up with it. The technology was there. We just decided to put that technology to use in some of our high-end equipment, and it's performing very well so far.
Well, if you have any more questions, you can go to Daiwa.com, right?
Yep.
And see what it's all about there. They have these online, though, and stuff, right?
They got them everywhere. All the shops have them.
Yeah.
Harry's got one in the booth here.
So if you're interested in some high-end, fantastic reels, go to see Daiwa. Chris, thanks a lot.
Thank you.